Alright, so here we are. We're getting ready to chop up this fifth wheel. I'll show you the setup that I got here real quick. And of course got the legs down, the landing gear down. We put two supports underneath the front, and that should hold the position of that so it don't fall over on us. Put a couple of jack stands there and one in the back just in case it wants to over center on us and flip up. Of course we got jack wheel chock on either side, and it's been raining here. We got almost 6 inches of rain in the last couple of days, so I'm not really afraid of burning too much stuff up, but just in case, we always have a pail of water and a hose handy in case we set something on fire, and there's no grease or oil involved, so water will put out whatever would be in the way here. And also it comes in handy for cooling down hot steel if we have to handle anything. So we're going to be cutting the front of this off. We're going to be cutting it off right in this area here. Then we'll be cutting off all of these supports. They're really light gauge, and they work well when the trailer's all together. It was a fifth wheel Sunline, and but we're going to cut all these supports off, cut off the axle mounts, because all we're going to be using of these is just these rails, which will save us a few $100s in steel costs for a little bit of labor, and they're in good shape, not rusty. And on that, so it's about 40 degrees here this morning, so it's a little chilly, so probably be a good day to fire up the torch and get cutting. Alright, I didn't want to bore you with all the cutting and going through, but there's the cuts, and did the same thing on the other side. As you can see, it didn't go nowhere. It is tail heavy, so it's a good thing we put a jack stand back there, because it did go down on that jack stand, and it came up there, oh, just a little bit on this side. Alright, so we'll continue to chop her up here. Alright, so we got the front end pretty much cut apart. So what we're going to do now is cut that back end off. That's the septic tank or septic tube holder, and so we'll cut that off. That'll lighten up that back end a little bit, and we'll go from there. We can unhook my fifth wheel. I don't want to burn that line up. We keep a 20 amp line hooked up to it. Keeps the batteries charged up. Gives us light. Cut this off, and we can cut some of them supports off. up the back end onto it. So now it's pretty well balanced. It's amazing. That bumper, this bumper probably weighs 20 pounds. Not a lot. Don't take long to chop up a perfectly good trailer. So we'll continue on and we'll keep on cutting things up. In there just to keep it from collapsing in on itself. Probably would not do, but I just want to make sure. I always shut my torches off in between times. That is a flammable gas. Reassess the situation and we'll go on from there. Alright, well, we did end up cutting that last support out in the back there. Didn't move. We pulled her back there so it'd just be a little bit easier to walk around. What we're going to do right at this particular point now is cut these supports off here, here, and well, you can't see that one back there. I guess you might be able to see it a little bit better on the other side. That support, and that support. We're not going to try to save those. Those are the spring hangers. If these axles ever got put back onto something else, I would just put new spring hangers. And there's different height spring hangers anyway, so whatever job or whatever trailer these axles may get put back into, we don't know what height spring hangers we would need, and it's not like they cost a lot of money. Alright, so we'll get to work and cut these spring hangers off. simple as that. And as I say, that frees up this piece of steel. Probably a good $200 worth of steel. Rails. Nice and straight, clean. Nothing wrong with them. We'll repurpose these into the beginning of the floor on the toter of the 12-foot body that we're going to be putting on that. With a little planning, and a little forethought, a job like this can be done safely. With nobody getting hurt. Now we have a set of axles here. Like I said, they're light duty. 3,500-pound axles. They got 14-inch tires onto them. They got small brakes on them. Not sure what these axles will end up being or doing, or if I'll just sell them. I'm always building something, so you never really know. So all these pieces of steel now can be cleaned up, and all the welds ground off. These pieces of steel here will be repurposed. This area on the front here, I'll move the camera around here so we can see it. All of that will get cleaned up, and we'll take and clean up all of that area there. That piece of steel, that flat piece of steel between the two legs there, we're going to keep that. We may trim down some pieces of it, but that'll make a really good spot to mount a toolbox in between the legs. You always need a place to put chains, binders, blocking, whatever. So that'll be a good mount for that, and you'll see how we do that kind of stuff there as we move along. Okay, if you like the video, give us a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of our updates as we go along here. If you're interested, any comments, we'll address them. And we'll catch you later.